So what we're going to go through today is how to ride your bike in weather such as today. Very slippy weather. Now, I'm not an expert, you know, I've been riding for a little while, a few years. I do ride through the winter, I do ride all through the year. So I even ride when it's exceptionally warm and when it's exceptionally cold. I've tried riding through the snow, everything. And I've been relatively successful. I've made it from my start destination, my start location, to my finish location, apart from once. There's a few things that you have to bear in mind when you are travelling in the icy conditions, and the first thing is the same rule as when you're going in normal conditions, and that is wear the right gear. You need to be concentrating, and you need to be concentrating on your riding, not on how bloody cold you are. Get a nice good helmet, neck scarf, nice winter gloves. Your boots are quite cold, get some winter socks in there. Make sure you're nice and roasty toasty. Get your core. Your core should be as warm as it can be. Because if your core isn't warm, then your hands, your legs, your feet, they're not going to be warm. And they take the heat to your hands, to your feet. And they're going to be the first things that cool down. So now my hands, you can feel it on your hands. Set your bike up ready for the winter, so if you're going to have hand guards or anything like that which take the wind off of your hands, then put those on. Just look through something. A good thing that I have used in the past on my SV650, but not many people do use them, is foam sleeves that go on your clutch lever and your brake lever. And the logic behind this is that when you're holding your clutch lever and your brake lever, you're holding onto bare metal, and if you feel how cold metal gets in this weather, absolutely freezing. So if you have those on, what happens is they just slide on. They are quite rigid. They are squeezed to get on, and it's just a layer of foam, and it means that the cold doesn't go through your gloves. I haven't got any on this bike, but I did have them on the SV650. The next thing you'll have to go through is how you actually ride in this weather. I'm going to see if I'm going to stop. Maybe not. Pretty much ride responsibly. As a lot of people say, they say, you know, ride to the conditions, and the conditions now, they're very slippy, so just be careful. Don't do any blips with your throttle, don't be doing none of this. Because you're putting an awful lot of weight on the back wheel, or you're putting it, when you're taking your hand off the throttle, you're putting a lot of weight in your front wheel. And one of them will slip out. Everything should be smooth. Look at the surface that you're actually riding on, and pick the best surface for what you're going to be doing. You can tell the difference on the road here. The fact that two parts of it are shiny, one part of it isn't shiny. You've got two different conditions there. Just ride in whatever's comfortable. Now, one of the things people do worry about is when they are travelling in the wet or in the cold, is that the bike is going to slip. Now the thing about bikes is that they're slipping all the time. Even when it's sunny, your bike is slipping, your tyre is slipping. You're just not worried about it. It happens and you let the bike get on with it. So just let the bike get on with it. If you start slipping, don't change a massive thing that you're doing with the throttle. Because if you take, like I said, if you take your hand off the throttle, all the weight will go to the front and the front will slip out. Relax, nice and smooth, okay? You don't have to go everywhere really fast. Obviously slow down. That's a good thing I should have said right at the beginning. Slow down. I'm travelling at the same speed pretty much as what I would. But that's because I'm quite comfortable, I'm quite happy. I'm not holding onto the handlebars for dear life thinking, yeah, they could slip out any moment. If you're not comfortable, slow down. It doesn't matter. You don't have to go there the same speed. At the end of the day, it's your ride. If you don't make it back, you're the one that's going to know about it. You can overtake. What you can do is just overtake in a slightly higher gear than you would normally. If you're in a smaller bike, say a 600, 400, anything like that, notice that you're not going to be able to accelerate as much as you do normally. Another thing is make sure that you've got enough distance to be braking in. And I'm in gear 5 at the moment, but I'm on a 900, so I can do that. If you're going to overtake, just choose your overtaking places a lot more sensibly. There's some corners that you'll be able to take at normal speed, there'll be other corners that you shouldn't take at normal speed at all. Brake nice and early because, you know, braking distances are going to be increased. You don't want to put all the weight of the bike on the front. You just don't want to be doing it. Road surfaces like this, where there's lots of different types of service, you'll find that the bike will be absolutely fine, then it will hit a different surface and it will start slipping. Just relax, nice and loosey-goosey on the handlebars. One of the things they do, if you have watched what's called Twist of the Wrist 2, which is a brilliant DVD, watch that for the summer as well. Twist of the Wrist 2, they have a booklet, they have a DVD as well. Go through the pretty much the science of how the bike is actually doing what it's doing when you're riding. And a lot of it emphasises on the fact that the bike sorts itself out without much rider input. When obviously there's a lot of rider input, but your rider input should be sorting you out rather than actually sorting the bike out. Because the bike is always jumping from side to side. The steering wheel, the handlebars are always doing this. The front wheel is always doing that naturally, and it sorts itself out. You don't need to be holding onto it really tightly all the time. Because when you do that, you actually make things worse. You have to be nice and loose with it. Only put input into the bike when you need to. Obviously remember your lower gears are going to have a lot more torque, they slide out a lot more easily than second gear, third gear. So yeah, just be careful, just ride to the conditions, because I don't want to see any of my subscribers get hurt. Ha! Sounded really personal, sounded like a really famous person. So I don't want to see any of my fans getting hurt. Oh, that was a terrible accent. I don't want to see any of them getting hurt. If you keep the bike as upright as you can when you go around 90-degree corners, it's the best thing to do. At the end of the day, you take it a little bit slower, your bike stays up. And you get to go home without a huge bill. The other thing is sort out your helmet. My one's not very good at the moment. It does need cleaning. If it's not clean, then you probably will get it misting up. And if you're concentrating on your helmet, then you're not going to be concentrating on your riding, and you probably won't be able to see either. Visibility is your king. I love you all. So I have a screenshot for you. I have two screenshots for you. One is when I'm at 400 subscribers, and one is when I'm at 40,000 video views. I could have edited them together and then made it, you know, 40,400 like this. But no, I didn't.